guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see from the title, we have another story time. We're gonna get straight into it. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about this story, but if you guys watch my vlog, and don't mind this nail, y'all, I've been trying to take this nail off. It's hard. Y'all know if y'all get acrylics, y'all know the thumb be the hardest nail to take off. Oh, before I tell the story, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Like, just give it a thumbs up. I know sometimes we forget, but give it a thumbs up. And also comment down below when the video is over. So boom, I told my vlog, I think it was in my maintenance vlog. Yeah, I ran into one of my old managers, and I'm not gonna get too much into what happened. Y'all gotta go watch my vlog. But I remember telling you guys from my vlog that I definitely had story times on her. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about this lady until I seen her where I saw her at. So this is the story time about one of my other shitty Ulta managers. It's funny because I think one of y'all, I think a couple of days ago, commented on my other story time, and y'all asked me if I had any Ulta stories. And yes, I have a lot of Ulta stories. I just be forgetting about them. I don't know, but I definitely have a couple of Ulta stories for y'all. So grab your popcorn, grab your tea, grab your, what else do we do? Grab your food, whatever comforts you, so you could be able to get through this story time. So boom. We're gonna name this lady Carrie, right? We're gonna call her Carrie. So Carrie was this short Hispanic woman. She's on the older side. I'm gonna say Carrie was probably in her 40s, had blonde hair. I'm just giving you guys a description. She wasn't big, but she wasn't small either. She wasn't small. She was like in between, kind of like a medium-sized type of woman. And yeah, so if you guys have not watched my Ulta story times, you guys definitely do need to watch my Ulta story times so you guys can get a glimpse of what I'm saying. But if you guys remember from one of my old Ulta story times, you guys remember that we had a general manager, and basically he got fired for stealing from the store. So after he got fired, y'all, it's like the store went downhill. Like, they were struggling to find a manager for us for months. Like, we didn't have a manager for months. We literally would have different managers from like different stores that would come in and manage us for the day. When they weren't working at their location, they would come to our location. They would manage us for the day. And a lot of them, oh my goodness, a lot of the managers from other locations had attitudes. They would try to like even though like, even though every Ulta store is like low-key the same, every manager runs the Ulta store differently. You get what I mean? So like, a lot of the new managers that will come in would like have attitudes about us doing certain things, but our old manager that got fired, that's the way he taught us to do certain things, if you get what I mean. So we will have a lot of like passive aggressive behavior from these Ulta managers, and they'll be like, why are you doing it like that? And I'll be like, because that's how such and such taught me how to do it. And I remember one of these black ladies was like, he gone now, he gone. I'm like, okay, yeah, he gone, but you know what I mean? Like, he gone, but that don't mean nothing. Like, we don't have no new managers. We have different managers every single shift. I'm seeing a different general manager. Y'all all have different ways that y'all like to run the store. Like, why you catching the attitude? Like, calm down. Like, as long as it's getting done, what's the problem? I'm not gonna lie, like, it just got to the point where all of us was tired. Like, we were just tired. Like, yeah, we had the same managers or whatnot. Like, we all had the same type of managers, but at the same time, we were just tired of dealing with the general managers that were coming in and trying to change up the store so much, right? I'm gonna say after like 3 months of us dealing with that, we ended up getting this new manager. She came in, her name was Carrie. So I seen her, she was talking to the district manager one time when I walked into my shift. I didn't really think anything of it. Like, I was thinking maybe she gonna be like a manager, but like below us, or so. I wasn't really thinking much of it. Like, I didn't think she was gonna be our GM. So she comes and she introduces herself at the cash wrap. You guys don't know what the cash wrap is, just the front of the store where the cash registers are. She comes to the cash wrap and she's like, hi y'all, my name is Carrie. I'm going to be y'all's general manager from now on. She was like, I know for a given fact that, you know, you guys been struggling. Y'all been going through different managers for months, and I know that it's tiring, but you know, you guys don't have to worry no more. I am going to be you guys' general manager. So, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like, it just got to the point where we were just seeing so many new faces. We were over it. I'm not gonna cap to you. Like, I'm not saying that we were mean to the women, but we didn't really care. Like, we were kind of over it. Like, all my coworkers, all of us, even my other managers, all of us was over it. Like, we were tired of seeing so many new managers, you know? So I'm not saying that we were mean to her, but we just, at the same time, we didn't have a lot of enthusiasm for her. But I wasn't mean either. Like, I introduced myself. I said, hi, my name is Irene. And I know for a given fact that I was not mean to this lady, because the district manager was standing right next to her. And y'all, the district manager was very like strict. She was very strict. She was very stern. Like, she was very, very stern and strict. It was a strict white lady. And she was low-key passive aggressive, I ain't gonna lie. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think she canceled me from ever being, I don't think I could ever work at Ulta again. Yeah, definitely, because I tried to, that's neither here nor there, but yeah. So I don't think I can ever work at Ulta again, like ever. Like, I think they like eliminated me from ever being able to work, which, baby, I don't need to work at Ulta, bitch. Ulta's beneath me. Nah, let me stop. But yeah, so basically she introduced herself or whatnot, and you know, we said hi. I said hi. I told her what my name was. My coworkers, they said hi to her, and she was not working for that day, so she told us that she was gonna start working next week, and we were like, cool. And she ended up leaving, right? So she comes and I work with her. At first, I didn't really think much of her. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said, I didn't really have like an opinion of her. I feel like she was trying to get a feel of the store. We were trying to get a feel of her. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was a lot of her trying to figure out how we do things, like how we maneuver through things. Like, it was a lot of that. And she didn't really talk to me like that. And I didn't talk to her like that. Like, I just did my job, and, you know, she didn't really say much to me. She would just be like, hi. But y'all know me. I'm very big on energy. Like, I'm like, when I think I talk about energy so much on my channel. And I know some of y'all probably be getting irritated at me talking about energy so much, but y'all don't understand. I am big on energy. Like, I know if I'm gonna like you from the moment that I lay my eyes on you. I know. And I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I'll be wrong, but not really. Like, I just know. Like, I know whether I'm gonna like you, I know whether I'm gonna dislike you, or I know whether you're just gonna be there. And her energy, I always got fake vibes from her. Like, somebody who is so overly positive, something ain't right? So she would come in, hi, like, and I'll be like, hey, you shouldn't be happy to be here. This is a retail job with customers that are cursing us out every second. Why are you so happy to be here? Like, why are you so happy to be here? So I just used to be like, hi. Like, I just used to be a little confused. Like, why is baby so happy type shit? So she would come in, she'll be happy, she'll be talking to all of us. Like, it was the whole nine, right? Like I said, even though like my vibes was never really like too like, you know, in tune with her, I still wasn't being rude, because she ain't do nothing to piss me off yet. But at the same time, I had my guard up with her, because something in my spirit just was not right with her. Like, I don't know what it was. Second week goes on. You know, she's settling in now. She's settling in. She's getting into the groove of things. She's seeing how we do things. Now she wants to start changing up stuff that we do. I don't have no issue with you changing up things, because like I said, every Ulta is every Ulta, and every Ulta low-key is run the same way. But it, you know, changes. You know, each manager likes to have their own way of running the store, even though, you know what I mean? So what we were used to, she wasn't used to, and she wanted to change up some things. I don't really remember what she wanted to change up, but I do know for a given fact that she wanted to change up some things. That wasn't my issue. My issue with her, my issue with Carrie, was that Carrie would be kind of condescending in a manner in the way she tried to change up things. For example, I know I'm doing something, and she'll be like, oh, why do you do it like that? And I'll be like, oh, you know, that's how we were taught. And she'll be like, no. She's like, I understand that that's how you were taught, but, you know. And that's exactly how she talked, y'all. That's how she talked. I understand that that's how you were taught, but, you know, like, we're going to switch it up, okay? Like, we're going to switch it up. And I'm just looking at her like, okay, so what do you want me to do? Come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't got time for all that, like, you know, slow talking and, you know, trying to act like we on a TV show, and you getting like, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do? You could literally come up to me and be like, hey, Irene, how about you do it like this? This is how I like it done. Then I'm gonna just do it like that. Like, don't come to about some, I understand you. Like, don't do all that condescending shit with me. Like, and that's why, y'all, like, that's why when COVID hit and I really started my YouTube channel, and I mean, I didn't start my YouTube channel when COVID hit, but when COVID hit, that's when, like, I ain't gonna lie, I was bored, and I was like, let me really be serious with this YouTube shit. And I started going ham or whatnot. I knew I could never work a 9-to-5 again. I knew I could never work retail. I knew I could never work for anybody like in those type of atmospheres. Now, of course, with my engineering jobs, for sure, yes, I do want to work my engineering jobs or whatnot. But at the same time, like, I knew I could never work like fast food or retail ever again, because the way they talk to you, it's like you're beneath them. Like, and it's like, sis, I understand you the general manager, but we all on the same playing field if we're being honest. Like, you're just a couple of dollars away from me. Like, let's keep it above. She would talk to me like that, and then she would tell me how she wanted it done, and I would do it, right? Because she's, at the end of the day, she's the GM, right? I'm not gonna lie, I had a late problem. I'm not even gonna sit up here and cat to you, and that's a whole different story time within itself, because me and her, like, we actually got into it, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it. But I had a late problem, and the way Ulta is set up, every time you're late, you get half a point. So every time you're more than, I think, 10 minutes late, is it 10 minutes? I think 5 minutes. Every time you're more than 5 minutes late, you get a point on your record. When you get to 7 points, you get fired. And Ulta is so petty, y'all. Ulta don't even fire you like in the sense of your general manager telling you that you're fired. Ulta literally calls the district manager to come and fire you. Like, they literally call her. Like, I've seen the district manager come into the store, and they literally will walk you to the back. They will tell you why you're getting fired. They'll make you they'll make you pack all your things up in a little bag, and then the district manager, followed behind like a couple of other people, will walk you out the store, and they will tell you, don't clock out, we'll clock out for you. Like, Ulta is so childish. Like, you can literally just tell the GM to fire me or something. Why do you have to call the district manager? And literally, like, I will see people walk into the front with a whole bunch of their things, and it's embarrassing for them, because we all knew something was off. Because why is the district manager escorting you out the building if you stole something or something like that? So me, I ain't gonna lie, y'all know me. If you guys know me, y'all know I be late to everything. Like, not just functions. I used to be late to jobs too. And I ain't saying it's good, but I'm just telling you my story. So because I was always late, I always used to ask my managers, how many points do I have? And another thing to keep in mind is that your points expire, I think, after 60 days, I think. Yeah, your points expire after 60 days, and you go back down to 0. And another thing that is not that bad is that you don't get a full point for being late. You only get half a point. So you kind of have, even though it's after 7 points you get fired, it's really after 14 times you get fired, because it's half a point, half a point. So I ain't gonna lie, I used to ask them. I used to ask my managers, like, how many points do I have? Because I used to be late, guys. I ain't gonna lie. And y'all also have to understand, I was coming from PV. And so I was driving from PV, which was an hour, all the way to Houston. And the road that I was driving on was that road was getting constructed for so many years, y'all. Like, that road was getting constructed when my mom went to PV, and that was like in 2005-ish. Like, when I tell you Houston take their sweet time with certain highways and freeways, like, they will literally take up to like 10 years, 15 years to fix one highway or freeway. Like, legit. It would cause a lot of traffic. And then they wanted to open up that highway more, so a lot of people will be speeding. I don't know what they thought we were filming, Fast and Furious, I don't know. But Houston, y'all already know. If y'all from Houston, y'all know Houston drivers do not know how to drive. And it's crazy because, you know, I could tell a Houston driver from somebody who just moved to Houston, because people who just moved to Houston, they get on my nerves. They get on my nerves. And this is so outside of the story, but people who just moved to Houston be driving so scared. Like, they be driving like this. They be driving slow, taking 10 years to turn. Like, I don't know what it is, but if you just moved to Houston, pick up the pace, bro. Pick up the pace. We a fast city. Pick up the pace. Like, we ain't gonna be sitting back waiting for y'all to be slowing down. Like, y'all nigga, come on with it. You feel me? You did. So that's besides the point. I'm just talking. I'm rambling. But I ain't gonna lie though. I talked to this one girl, and she kind of gave me like a clarification. She said that a lot of people that are not from Houston drive slow because a lot of people from Houston drive crazy and it scares them. I said, makes sense, makes sense. But y'all have to understand, like, we was all taught to drive fast like that. So when you are literally slowing down the whole traffic because you're scared, you're pissing me off. Okay, you're pissing me off. But that's besides the point. So yeah, I ask my managers, I'll be like, hey, how many points do I have? And mind you, I'm talking to managers that I'm cool with. Like, I'm cool with these managers. I'll clock in, I'll be like, hey, such and such, like, how many points do I have? And she'll be like, you got like 5 points. And I ain't gonna lie, I had a lot of my managers were cool with me. So I'll be like, go ahead and knock that off real quick for me. Knock that off for me. Now, basically, what an Ulta manager can do is, if an Ulta manager feels like you have a good reason for being late, they can submit that, you know, they can submit, like, let's say there was a car accident, right? And that's the reason why you were late. An Ulta manager that's on the clock, you could tell the Ulta manager, like, I had a car accident, and show them proof. They can go ahead and submit, like, oh, she has a car accident, and so don't count that point. So I would tell my managers, like, go ahead and take that off for me. Like, you know, go ahead and take that off. Tell me why Carrie is the one that, like, has to finalize it because she's the GM. Why would Carrie not finalize it? Y'all, so mind you, I didn't even know that Carrie was doing that bullshit. I didn't even know she was rejecting it, because most of my GMs, whenever, like, my regular managers would go ahead and, you know, write an excuse for me, my GMs would just, you know, they would let it push through. They would never, like, you know, reject it or, you know, get mad. But Carrie was literally rejecting it. So I'm thinking that my points are going down, meanwhile my points are going up. And I remember going into work one day, one of my managers pulled me to the side and was like, girl, you know you have 6 points? And I was like, how the hell do I have 6 points? And she was like, well, I don't know if Carrie told you, but Carrie has been rejecting all of your claims about you being late and your excuses. She said, I went and put, like, the excuses on there. She went back in the system and took the excuses off and gave you that point. So I'm just like, mind you guys, Carrie was not on those shifts those days that my manager was doing that. Like, she was not on those shifts. So I'm just looking like, why would she do that? We're going to stop that here because that's a whole nother story time within itself. But we're going to get, like, I just want to give you guys bits and pieces as to why I didn't like this lady. Like, this lady was a fool. Another thing, Carrie was not on our side. Like, I understand that, you know, they say the customer is always right, but Carrie was a kiss ass, and it used to make me so mad because y'all already know, if y'all work in retail, you got customers coming up to the front asking you to approve a coupon that expired 5 days ago. No, they literally would come to the front and be like, I know this coupon expired in 2009, but can I use it? No! No! Ooh. And y'all already know what it will be. It will be the, and if you see the palm of my hand, y'all already know where I'm going with that. It will be them. It will be them because they're very entitled. I'm not saying all of them, but majority, I'm not, and whoever gets offended, I don't care. This is my life. This was my life experience. I'm telling you. And mind you, y'all have to understand, the Ulta was located in a predominantly white area, okay? So it was a lot of white customers coming in. A lot of the customers were rude. A lot of the customers felt entitled. They would come in literally, and be like, I know this coupon expired 2 months ago, but can I use it? No. And I would tell them, no, you cannot use it. And, you know, some of them would be like, I figured. And they'll keep it pushing. Like, I ain't gonna lie. The fact that you asked me if you can use a 2 months expired coupon says a lot about you. But the fact that you didn't put up a fight also says a lot about you. It just shows me that you was trying to get away with some shit and you got caught and you was like, man, whatever, you know. So I don't really be getting mad at those type of customers. But the customers that I used to get very mad with are the ones that would be like, call your manager up here. I'm looking like, you just acknowledged that the coupon expired. Why do you want me to call my manager up here? So my manager can tell you the same thing? And I ain't gonna lie, the managers, even the 3 months of us not having the other manager, the managers that we had, they were very stern with that type of stuff. Like, if the coupon expired, the coupon expired. So this one lady comes up to my line and she tries to use a coupon that she knew expired. She acknowledged that it expired and she asked me if I can approve it. I told the lady, I said, no ma'am, like, you know what you just said, the coupon expired, you cannot use it, you know, the coupon expired. She starts going back and forth with me, y'all. Like, when I say going back and forth, this lady starts going back and forth, arguing with me. She's like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean I can't use it? And mind you, this one wasn't like 2 months. This one was like 5 days, I think. She was like, it's only 5 days. Mind you, she has the coupon in her hand. She go, it's only 5 days, only 5 days. I'm like, it's about to be 2 days if you don't stop shaking this shit in my face like that. So she, only 5 days, only 5 days, only 5 days. And I said, ma'am, I don't know what to tell you. I was like, do you want to pay or what? Because I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I used to get bucked with the customers right back. Like, I ain't gonna lie. You got 2 strikes for me. This ain't baseball. We ain't going for 3. You got 2 strikes to act like you got some sense. After that, I'm gonna go back and forth with you. So, you know, in the beginning, I was like, no, ma'am, like, you know, you cannot use it. What do you want to do? Like, when she started shaking and shit and doing all that with the coupon, I said, hey, look, I don't know what to tell you. I already told you the coupon expired. It's either you're gonna pay full price for these items or you're gonna, I don't know what to tell you. So she said, you know what? Get your manager up here. Get your manager. So I'm like, no, like, my manager gonna tell you the same thing. Like, it's expired. She's like, get your manager then. I'm irritated, y'all. This lady used to be so busy, and when you would call Carrie, it would take her like a long ass time to get to the front, because this is what Carrie would do. You literally would get on the thing and say, Carrie, we need you in the front, and she'll be like, okay, I'm coming. And then you will literally see her from afar asking other customers, do they need help? And of course, the customers on the floor will be like, yeah, can you color match me? And or can you help me find something, da da da? And she'll go and help them. And I know some people about to be like, well, she's the GM, she's supposed to be doing that. But if your girls are, and mind you, like I told you guys before, it will literally be like 2 girls at the front of the registers with a long ass line. We got 1 customer asking for the manager. So now now it's really 1 girl working. Why would you use that time to ask people around, do they need help? Instead, to come to the front first, figure out what's going on in the front, and then go back to the floor and ask these people, do they need help? So now Carrie's taking her sweet time. The lady's sitting up there like, y'all, I wanted bird. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I wanted to snatch that coupon out of her hand. So she still has the coupon, and she's like this. She's like, she's shaking this shit like she did good. Like, you are not following rules type shit. What you getting mad at me for? And then on top of that, like, what she don't understand is I cannot approve a coupon that has been expired. Only the GM can do that. So even if, like, I wanted to, the GM would have had to been called regardless. And it's like, I don't want to call Carrie because I know she on the floor busy type shit. So the lady, she doing like this. So Carrie, she going to help people, and it's irritating me. And I'm like, Carrie, we need you in the front, because I can see the lady getting irate. Then it's people in the line, they looking, they me mugging me and stuff. So she's like, where is she? Like, where is she? I wanted to snatch that coupon out of that lady hand, and I wanted to tear that bitch up in her face, but I knew I was gonna get fired after that. So that's why I took it. But yeah, so at this point, I'm like, she's coming. Like, I had that attitude, like, yeah, like, she's coming, like, settle down type shit. You're not following the rules, and you're getting mad for what? I said, so she's coming. So then she was like, are you catching an attitude with me? And I was like, ain't nobody catching an attitude with me, ma'am. I said, but you need to calm down. She's coming. So the lady was like she's doing all that. I'm looking at her like, oh my goodness. So Carrie comes to the front, and she's like, yes, Irene, what's the issue? Like 5 minutes later, I kid you guys not, she's like, yes, Irene, what's the issue? So I end up telling Carrie what happened, and I end up telling Carrie, I'm like, look, this customer, she wants a coupon approved that was expired 5 days ago. I already told her that she cannot do that. And you know, and Carrie's like, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. And so the lady, like, she getting all mad and stuff at Carrie. Like, she's like getting mad because I guess Carrie's agreeing with me. So mind you, Carrie's not looking at the lady, she's looking at me. So she's like, okay, yeah, So I'm explaining everything to her, and then at the end, Carrie says, okay, move to the side, Irene. And Carrie approves the fucking coupon. I don't know what it was, but in that moment, mind you, this is after I found out Carrie was rejected my excuses for why I was late. This is after Carrie was being condescending to me when she would talk to me. In that moment, I hated her. Like, like in that moment, I kid you guys not, in that moment, I knew I hated Carrie. I do. It's the hatred for Carrie was on a whole nother level after that. Cause it's like, this lady is not in the right. This lady not only was not in the right, was rude about it. It's not like this lady came and said, look, please, I'm begging you. I know this thing was expired, but please could you call your manager up here if she can approve it. If she doesn't approve it, that's fine, but please, I need the money. No. And mind you, this coupon was a good coupon. Like, it got her a lot of money, y'all. It's the fact that this lady was rude You didn't see how rude this lady was because your ass was on the floor. You're on the floor helping other people. She getting mad at me because you not coming on time. Shaking the coupon all up in my face and shit. And then you go and you approve this shit. So I'm just looking like, mind you, everybody's staring, y'all, because this lady was not quiet when she was doing all this extra stuff. So everybody's looking. So Carrie is in the computer, she's approving it, and then Carrie looks at me and she says, Irene, you know, just next time, just call me up here, you know, so you can, you know, so it doesn't have to get to this. I'm like, get to what? Bitch, what are you talking about? So mind you, the lady, mind you, she still got the coupon in her hand because she tried to give Carrie the coupon and Carrie was like, no, it's expired, just keep it. I'm looking at her like, why you letting this lady keep the coupon? She about to go harass somebody else, and now that your duckhead ass approved it, she really about to think that everybody should approve it now. So she tried to give Carrie the coupon. Carrie was like, nah, keep it. So she was like this. She was like, mind you, y'all, pretend y'all are me. She's putting the coupon away in her purse while looking at me like this. Y'all, I wanted to punch her. Y'all don't understand. I wanted to reach across that cash strap and knock her in the head. Like, I was so angry, y'all. And so I'm angry at her, and I'm also angry at Carrie too. Tell my son, next time just call me so it doesn't have to get to this. Mind you, the lady was like, yeah, like I tried to tell her, you know, to call you up here, but she didn't want to call. Like, she didn't want me to get that coupon. And I said the coupon was expired. Like, just because this dumb bitch approved this does not mean that she's not even supposed to be approving it. Like, if worse got to worse, y'all, and we got the district managers involved, this lady will be in trouble for approving your shit. She not supposed to approve an expired coupon. Like, shut that shit up, bro. If you missed the due date, you missed the due date. Like, that don't got nothing to do with us. Don't try to make me feel bad because I said no. Like, you have to follow the rules just like everybody else, you entitled Karen. Like, that shit made me mad. So after I said the coupon was expired, Carrie gonna touch me. She's like, Irene. And like, she touched me. So I went like this because I'm like, oh, don't touch me. I don't like you. So she's like, Irene. And I was like that. And she's like, it's okay. It's over. It's over. It's completely over. And so I checked the lady out. I threw her shit in the bag and I gave her the bag. And she was like, and mind you, pretend this is the bag, right? So I put everything in the bag and I was like this. I was like, and so she grabbed the bag and she was like, have a good day. And she started laughing on her way out. And I was just, that situation pissed me off, y'all. Like, the whole interaction, everything made me so bad. And as I stated before, my hatred for Carrie went through the freaking roof. Like, I was mad. Like, I started hating her, right? So after my shift is over with, she calls me to the office. I already knew what she was about to call me to the office to say. Why is she calling me to the office? Who knows? He's like, Irene, like, you know, could you come to the office, please? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I come to the office and she's like, you know, let's discuss what happened today. I'm looking like, I don't want to talk about what happened. What happened? You did something that you had no business doing? That's what happened. What you mean, let's discuss what happened today? I already know what happened. You broke the rules, not me. So she was like, so can you explain to me what happened? I gave her the whole rundown, y'all, and I even let her know, like, that the customer was being rude. Like, it wasn't even about the coupon. Well, it was, but it was also the fact that the customer was very entitled. Like, she literally came to the cash wrap and was slamming the coupon all over the place. She was like, I know this expired. I said, I told Carrie, I said, this lady acknowledged that the coupon expired and still was like, can I use it? So no, like, you cannot use it. She was, so mind you, the whole time Carrie's like nodding her head, listening to everything. Then after that, she's like, well, I'm just gonna let you know, Irene, the customer is always right. And that's why I don't like that saying the customer is always right, because no, the hell they're not. Like, the customer is not always right. And the fact that that saying has become like a prominent saying in jobs and career fields give these customers ammo and opportunity to come to the job and feel entitled. Until this customer come and knock your ugly ass upside the head, that's when you're gonna figure out that the customer not always right. So she starts talking about that the customer is always right and what I did today was unacceptable. I'm looking at her like, unacceptable? At this point, me and her started arguing in the break room. So I said, okay, do you want to call the district manager and tell the district manager that you approved the coupon that expired 5 days ago? I was like, because all my other managers before you, they don't approve that. They don't approve that. So don't come up here telling me what I did today was unacceptable. I said, what you did today was unacceptable. You should have stood up for your employee and you should have told your employee, no ma'am, this coupon expired. I said, especially considering the fact that I told you that this lady was rude to me and that she was shaking this coupon in my face and shit up and down and doing all that extra stuff. She talking about some, well, I wasn't here to see her doing all that. That's not the point, Carrie. The point of the matter is, I'm telling you what this lady did. You can go on the damn cameras and see the lady shaking the damn coupon like she was what's the girl name, Carrie, shaking the table. Like what? Like what is this type shit? Like don't try to make it look like, oh, I didn't see it so it didn't happen. I'm telling you what happened type shit. I don't got nothing to lie about. You can ask my coworkers. My coworkers are watching. I'm telling you what happened. Irene, just calm down. I hate, and I know you guys remember with my apartment manager, she used to talk like that in that tone. I hate that condescending tone. When I tell you guys, I cannot stand that condescending tone because that tone comes from a place of like trying to act like you're calm to make the other person look like they're in the wrong because they're the aggressor. I hate when people talk to me in that condescending tone. It literally, it turns my stomach. I can't stand it. So she's like, Irene, calm down. So I get quiet and I'm like, do you have anything else to tell me? And she was like, all I have to tell you going forward is that if you run into those type of problems with those type of customers, just call me to diffuse the situation and so other people do not see what's going on and get worried. So I'm just like, okay. The whole time she's talking to me, I'm just like, okay, yeah, like I'm on some like, bro, like can you talk so I can get out of here? Like, can you talk so I can get out of here? She's like, so she stops talking to me, and at this point I talk to my coworker that I was friends with, low-key. I need to check up on her and see how she's doing in life. I haven't talked to her in a minute. But me and this girl, we were actually like, we became friends. Like we hung out outside of work or whatnot. I talked to my coworker and I was telling my coworker was like, I don't like her ass either. And so like I told you guys in my other Ulta story time, this was the coworker that went to the same college with me. And like I told you guys in my last story time, I used to go to Ulta Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. So now she starts saying, Irene, why do you only work Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays? So I gave her the explanation and I gave her the rundown, which I don't have to do that. My managers are supposed to tell her all that, but whatever. I told her how, you know, we go to a college that is damn near 40-something, 50-something minutes away, have classes in between the weekday. I can't, you know, come down here. Okay, well, that might be a conflict for this job. Mind you guys, if you guys do not remember me telling you guys in my Ulta story time with my old manager, or if you guys never watched that story, my old manager approved it because I was the lead cashier, and the lead cashier was basically like the managers of the cash register. So they had the regular cashiers and they had the lead cashier. Lead cashiers, you do get paid a little bit more money than the regular cashiers. Before my manager hired me and my friend, because he hired me and he hired my friend, knowing that both of us went to PV, knowing that we can only work weekends, he still went and hired both of us to be lead cashiers. I asked him several times, I said, do you know, like, you know, that I will only be able to come up here Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays? And he said out of his dirty mouth that he was cool with that because Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays is when the store was the most popping. But for some unknown reason, during the weekdays, around that time, Ulta started popping like crazy. Like on a Monday, Ulta was popping. And I guess that shit started making him mad. So he started trying to put me and my friend on the schedule, knowing that we could not work there on the weekdays because we were at school. And we told him that, and he got so mad and he tried to get us fired. Now, like I told you guys, he got fired for something else, so his shit didn't really go through. But what they ended up doing was they ended up demoting me and my friend back to regular cashiers, saying basically in order to be a lead cashier, you had to been able to work lead cashier roles, whatever, this and that. I'm just like, okay, cool. Even if that's the fact that he should never even hired us or whatnot, my ass ended up calling HR because I was like, y'all not about to take my money away for his mistake. And then on top of that, he got fired in my eyes. So I just kind of felt like everything that he felt should have been null and void because he got fired for bad reasons. I'm gonna leave that video down below so you guys can watch that video. But I just kind of felt like he should have gotten his like paper should have been, his paper trail should have been pushed for us to get fired. His ass got fired for bad things, but they still pushed it and they ended up demoting us. They didn't take my money away because I called HR. I wasn't playing with Ulta asses. I called HR. So they ended up demoting me, but they still gave me, they still kept, like, I still had the same amount of money that I would have as a lead cashier. Which I wasn't complaining. I was like, whatever, I don't even care for this job no more anyways. So now we have Carrie over here talking about some that she doesn't know if I can't work on the weekdays. And I'm looking at Carrie, mind you, everything that I'm telling you guys, I told Carrie. So I'm looking at Carrie like, did I not tell you that I already got my punishment? You trying to re-punish me again for something that has already been, like, I've already been punished for it. They've already demoted me as such and such. Like, why are you worried about that? And why are you worried about stuff that happened before you? Like, you just a GM to come up in here and to help improve the store. You're not supposed to come up in here and try to switch everything around. I've already got it approved by the district manager that I can still work Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I just can't work as a lead cashier. Why are you trying to take it up a notch and try to get me fired? And she was like, oh, we don't know if you could work here, Irene, if you can't work on the weekdays. So I started getting mad because I was like, okay, whatever. I don't got nothing to tell you. Tell me why Carrie went to go tell the district manager. I'm looking at, y'all, when I tell you, like, my hatred for Carrie was just getting higher and higher and higher and higher. Like, my hatred for this lady was getting so high to the point where, like, I just kind of felt like I'm gonna slap her one day. Like, I don't know funny shit. Like, I hated this manager more than majority of the managers that I've ever had in my life. I'm gonna say she was like at the top of the list of hatred. And y'all, I wasn't the only one that hated this lady. The whole entire store hated this lady. So as I start talking to my coworkers or whatnot, they start like telling me like they don't like her either. Y'all, tell me why the salon girls hated her. If you guys have ever been to Ulta, you guys know that Ulta has a salon area. Now let me tell you something. Even though the GM is over the whole store, the salon girls have their own salon manager. I don't know if that it's like that anymore. But back when I used to work at Ulta, they used to have their own salon manager, and the salon manager was kind of in charge of them. Yes, the GM would talk to them, but it was mostly the salon manager. They don't, the GMs didn't really have that much interactions with the salon girls because they had a salon manager. She used to come in, she will butt in on their stuff. She will butt in on their books, their appointment books. She'll be trying to change stuff around, change around their schedules. They used to get so mad. She will be trying to figure out what they're doing. And I remember one of these girls told her like, hey, we have a salon manager for a reason. And she got so irate, y'all. Like, she got so mad and stuff like that, and basically accused the girl of trying to be rude to her. Like, y'all, everybody at the store hated her. Like, we all started talking shit about her. Like, we all hated her because she just became like a micromanager, and she was also a people pleaser to the customers. She never took our side. Like, if the customer told her that one of us hit the customer upside the head, and she went and checked the cameras and it was the customer that hit us upside the head, she would still take the customer's side. Talk about the customer's always right. So it was just to the point where, like, I was so angry. All of us was angry. We all wanted her gone. Like, it was too much, y'all. And I'm gonna start the story right here because she did more shit, y'all. She did way more shit that is like, it deserves a story within itself. But I'm just giving you an introduction to Carrie, y'all. And she was she was my worst Ulta manager that I've ever had out of all the Ulta managers. And y'all, I had about 3 or 4 Ulta GMs, like, since I worked at Ulta for 3 years. I worked at Ulta for 3 years, and I had about 4 GMs, and she was the worst one. She was worse than the one that tried to get us fired. I would have took his ass any day over her. Like, oh, and then let me tell you guys, I ended up confronting her about her taking off my rejecting my me being late. And I asked her, I said, Carrie, like, one of the managers let me know that you're basically rejecting me being late. Why is that? Well, Irene, even though I did not work those shifts the days you were late, we don't have no proof of what the managers put in. She said, I'm gonna call one of the managers Stacy. She said, Stacy put in that there was an accident where you came from, and so that's why you were late. you didn't show me the proof. And I said, but I don't have to show you the proof because you weren't working that day. I said, I just have to show the manager that was working. And y'all, I was sit up here in front to you. I was late, and like I said, because I was cool with the managers, they would just put an excuse. Not all the time. Sometimes they'll be like, nah, Irene, some of my managers would tell me, I can't give you a point all the time, because if I give you a point all the time, it's gonna make it look like something not right. You know what I mean? So it's not like they gave me a point, or it's not like they gave me an excuse every time I was late. But there were some times where I was late, y'all, and it really had to do with the fact that like that freeway was not made yet, and so people would either get into an accident, which would cause the whole freeway to be backed up, or like the traffic will be bad. And you guys have to understand, I'm driving damn near an hour away from my school to this job, and I will leave like an hour and 30 minutes and be late still. So it's not like I wanted to be late, or I was like, oh, I'm so happy to be late. Y'all, I would literally leave like 30 minutes before what time I was supposed to really leave, and sometimes still be late because that road was not fully made yet. It was a lot of construction going on. I remember sometimes they would literally block off the whole road to the point where like my GPS would get confused, and basically for like 20 minutes my GPS is recalculating me to figure out how to get me to the job still. So it's not like I was just on some like, oh, I'm chilling, I'm late, I'm so happy. Like there were days where stuff actually happened. I just kind of felt like she was being condescending and trying to like, you know, just micromanage the situation so much. And it just got to the point where like I was tired of her. Like I was tired of her. Mind you guys, she only been working at this job now for a month, and she did all this shit in a month. All of us hated her. All of us wanted her gone. All of us used to talk about her. She did not know how to manage nothing. I don't even know how she became a general manager. She was not a good general manager at all. And she always took the customer side. Like the customer would legit complain, she would take their side. Like she always used to take their side. And not only did she take their side, she would call you into the office and give you a lecture about how the customer is always right. Ugh, y'all, I hated that lady, man. Ugh. So yeah, y'all, that's the introduction to Carrie, I guess. If you guys like this story time, y'all let me know down below. Please comment. And also, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's free. And also, if you guys have not liked the video, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.